Hello, I'm Bunnery.
I'm Bredmar.
And this is IFXtra. So how is everyone this week? It's sweltering over here, isn't it? We've actually had the aircon on.
Yes, yeah. I had to relent and put it on finally.
Yeah, it's very hot.
But, it's the humidity is the problem. Anyway, I say this every year.
Yeah, never mind. Anyway, this week we've had to take Grumbles to the vet because he had to have a dental check. And they decided to take 11 teeth out. Took 11 his little teeth out. There's a little toothless now.
Nah, he's still got quite a few
some,
teeth.
yeah. Poor little thing.
But yeah.
So he's feeling sorry for himself a little
Yeah.
bit. But we've got him some nice soft food.
Yeah.
So he can't have his crunchy bits at the moment.
Well, you say that. We have caught him having
he's had a
crunchy
few.
biscuits,
Yeah, he's had a
and
few. Yeah.
he was fine.
Yeah,
So yeah.
But yeah, we're being nice to him, aren't we?
Yeah.
Extra nice.
And he got a nice get well soon card.
He
the
did
vet.
from the vet.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's going for a little checkup very soon. Okay, now what have you been up to this week? You look like you've been working a lot on your deadlines.
Yeah. I got a client deadline coming up, so I've been sort of working on that and then doing this stuff with Grumble and things. So no, I haven't really done any interference. I've responded to a few things on Discord. I need to try and catch up with forums as well and reply to some things on there. One of the things that's been mentioned is people seem to be really into this pass it on business, PIO games.
Yeah.
And they're sort of getting a bit out of control. And a couple of people have said, can this maybe be moved into its own section?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that is something that is already planned for the next version.
Oh, there you go.
So
you won't have to wait too long then.
Yeah. And I've got a better way to implement it than how people are having to do it now. So yeah. Don't if you're also wondering that, it'll come.
It's all in hand.
Yeah. We're on case.
Okay, right. Let's go and see who won this week's awards. Pitch of the week this week goes to Random Roger for a damselfly, blue dragonfly, sits on a reed above a pond. That is such a beautiful picture, and it reminds me last week when I went on a boat down the canal and we saw loads of beautiful blue dragonflies. That's brilliant. Well done, Roger.
My favourite description this week was The Witches of Macbeth with Red Hair by Mary Sheary. Yeah, that's a nice interpretation. I mean, I wouldn't have thought of it, but now that I look back at the picture, yeah, I can totally see that. Reminds me of a production of Macbeth that I had to see as part of my English class at school, where it was all set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland and the witches were wearing gas masks and the throne of Scotland was an old dentist chair. Very weird. Anyway, I digress. Nice work, Mary Sheary.
Community pick of the week this week goes to Cobra Bubbles for a glass of red wine. Oh, it's so difficult to draw glass and liquids, and that is absolutely perfect. Well done, Cobra. They were amazing.
Awesome stuff there as always.
Now we're going to see what we were talking about last week in the forums. So last week I said, what is the most boring superhero you can come up with? I came up with Ironing Man, not Iron Man, but Ironing Man. He's boring to watch, but very useful to have around.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
So I said, how about you? And how do you say that?
I've never had to say it out loud, actually.
No, XYHAZIJ said, mundane man. He goes around doing normal things, but he does them like everyone else. He makes doing everyday stuff look good. That's it. Okay, that's pretty boring.
Okay.
A trophy man came up with Flatman, always around, but never up to anything. How can Flatman be around?
Okay.
But I do like Sellouts. Do you want to read Sellouts?
The Duct. He has a never-ending roll of duct tape. He still uses it at the speed of an average person, doesn't have any notable athletic ability. If anyone else uses the tape, it runs out.
Wow.
I mean, an unlimited
really
supply of duct tape. That could
cool.
be pretty cool,
That's
though.
Very cool. MCSC came up with the vessel has the power to teleport liquids small distances. Use it to draw blood without a needle at the blood banks and children's hospital. It ain't glamorous, but he's doing his bit. I like the sound of him.
That's a really good use.
Yeah, that's really nice, that one, isn't it? Yeah.
Rouge Island says, the postman. He delivers your post and mail. I think it's pretty super. My Amazon parcels are heavy and frequent.
Aren't they all? I like those. They're quite fun. And there's some more there if you want to read them. But now we're going to see what we're talking about next week in the forums. What is the strangest smell that you really like, but most people don't? I love the smell of petrol. I could sniff it all day. Probably not good, though. How about you?
If you'd like to chime in with that, just head over to the general discussion forum. It's the pin thread for the week, so you'll find it at the top of the thread list.
Cool. And don't forget, tomorrow night is Zeitgeist Night, the quiz with 5 rounds, 5 different topics.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this before, every Sunday night at 7 p.m. UK time over on twitch.tv/interference runs Zeitgeist, the Interference Quiz of the Week. It's a live interactive quiz stream where you play along against the rest of the audience, competing for points and places on the leaderboard. Each round's based on one of the week's drawings of interference. Bunnery picks 5 of her favourite drawings. Use them as inspiration for the rounds.
I do.
So, who are our featured artists this week?
This week's famous artists are Strawberry Ice Cream, Cobra Bubbles, Donna, Mukluk Canuck, and Space E. So some cool ones this week.
Okay, quite a mixture there. Very nice. Okay, so we won't know what those topics are going to be until the night. You'll have to join us tomorrow to find out. Yeah, what happened last week then?
Last week we had a winner, Grinning Goose, won with 231. That's quite a high score, isn't it? Mr. Cowbird and Basilisk Games was second with 210, and then Cannabita came third with 191. Well done to them.
Wow, very good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on the subject of quiz thing, remember we did some special edition quiz shirts for Pride Month. So you can get a Pride is my jam shirt with different varieties of jam depending on what your jam is. Because how did I phrase it? Everyone respecting each other and generally being nice to each other. That's our jam.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I think that's all the news for now. It just goes to say.
Yeah, if you're not already taking part in the game, then get involved. You can play on the web at playinterference.com or search for Interference in the app stores and download the app for your device. You can also get social with us. We're on Twitter at PlayIFX, Facebook at PlayInterference, and patreon.com/interference. If you want to give us a bit of monthly support for the ongoing maintenance of the game, building the new version of the website, building new apps, want to add in these new game modes like this new system for pass it on games that'll make life a lot easier. And all kinds of cool stuff. We want to build more things for you.
Yeah.
In return, you get support status and interference. So you get things like replays, you get art start and recall modes in there. You get all kinds of cool stuff. And if you're a quiz player, you get a custom entrance shout out from Ava.
That's my favourite bit. Okay, that's it for now. So we'll see you again next week.
Yep. Have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.